hurts me on a personal level.
You love Hulk Hogan. For those that don't know, Hulk Hogan was filmed in what appears to be his sex tape. We've now got the transcript of it. And he says some awful, racist, terrible things. A lot of it with the N-bomb. And it's ugly, it's grotesque. And WWE has cut all ties with him. And he came out and apologized today. We'll get into the apology coming up here. But for you, you're a Hogan fan.
I'm a Hogan fan. And people always ask me who was my favorite athletes. I would always say Muhammad Ali, Rasheed Wallace, Charles Barkley, and Hulk Hogan.
Really?
And the reason I always used to say Hulk Hogan is because he revolutionized an industry. And I'm a fan of whatever you do, try and be the best at it. And he was the best. You know, he revolutionized, he globalized, WWE or WWF, what I knew. And I actually had a chance to wrestle with him. When he was a member of TNA.
You actually wrestled with Hogan.
I wrestled. We had some scenes in the back, with Flair. I went in, got tapped out by Kurt Angle.
So let's start. When did this happen? What year was this?
Well, this happened maybe 2010, right? 2010. I don't know.
In 2010, you get invited to go be part of an actual. Where was this?
It was Fayetteville, North Carolina. Man. I was afraid for my life.
Now, did they know you were a big wrestling fan and reach out to you and be like, "We want you to be part of it"?
Everybody knows because. I did this article with Greg Bishop, writer for New York Times.
Formerly the Times, now Sports Illustrated, yeah.
Right, so it was like the art of trash talking. And I told him that I got my trash talking from, Macho Man, Ric Flair.
Right.
Not Snooker, he couldn't talk. But, I got it from a lot of wrestlers, in the art of setting people up, getting personal with people on the field.
Being the villain.
Absolutely. We call it the heel in the industry. I'm acting like I'm a real wrestler.
In the industry,
yeah, we call it the heel,
the wrestling industry.
And... the CFO of WWE sent me a real belt. So I have a real belt in my trophy case, and they coined me the Trash Talking King. Never knowing that Hulk Hogan, would ever do something like that. You talk about a guy that preached, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, work hard. He was kind of like the first version of John Cena. And I think it's irreversible. And where we at as a society, you can't stand for it. And pretty much he's buried Tiny Zeus Lester. He really made his hay in the wrestling world and in the movie realm.
Yeah,
right?
It's a great point.
And I mean, I thought him and Mr. T was like this.
Yeah, when you say this is not who I am, stop it. That's a lie.
Right.
Because whether it's 8 years ago or not, at that moment when you're being filmed, everything you are saying on camera is not wishy-washy. There's no gray area. There's no couching it. This is vile, disgusting, racist ideas, beliefs, and verbiage. And you cannot say this is not who I am and say it's inconsistent with my beliefs. How many things have you said, Bart, that was inconsistent with what you believe?
None.
Everything.
Damn. Preaching the words of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. And I mentioned both Jesus and Muhammad's names. Peace be upon them both. They were both messengers of truth and reality. You're looking at the Underground Railroad TV show, me and Alderman Jones. Right, that's right, Alderman Jones, because once Alderman, always Alderman. We come on every Saturday night at 10:30, and former commissioner. Committee man. And I want to say hi to the people in Central America, Asia, Africa, the UK, the Middle East, and Canada. Damn, I left somebody out.
Australia.
And Australia. I'm sorry for the people down under. I always leave y'all out. Man, I was with Mitch in England too. Okay, it was what I understand about Australia. It was a penal colony that England emptied. Put all the dissidents there.
That's true, but you can't go there if you've been in prison in the United States. They'll put you in jail for coming in their country.
I didn't know that. And you know what? I have my co-host with me, Alderman Virgil Jones, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Okay, we'll go ahead.
Well, I tell you, I enjoy doing this show because we're able to impart information and tell the true story instead of just history. All right. And I'm glad to have our brother here. All right, because he's been instrumental in giving the common everyday man's opinion.
And introduce yourself, man. I mean, to the public, because let me tell y'all something. He calls up our show every time we do a live show. He used to gentleman that I always say, James, this is our guy.
Brother Green.
Mike Green.
Mr. Green, this is our guy. So please introduce yourself, and thank you for supporting me and Alderman Jones.
Okay, okay. I'm glad y'all doing a good job, and I'm glad I'm here, and that I'm on your show.
Our show.
Y'all show. And
She'll show too.
That's right.
And then when you talk about when they show about Hogan, and I didn't know he was like that, and I didn't know he had
we gonna come to that, but tell the people about yourself.
Okay, I take class at Dawson Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I take class like reading and math and English, and that's something I go to the library and I study.
Dawson, I used to go to my alma mater, although I didn't go to college, but I went to trade school. I still call it my alma mater.
I have a brother-in-law you probably know. He teaches there, Mr. Moore.
Okay.
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
I want to tell everybody, y'all might think this is a strange show, because we're going to talk about sports, but it's the reason that we're going to talk about this. What I would like to bring to everybody's attention is Nero back in the Roman ancient times. While they were burning down Rome, what he was doing is he was playing the violin in the Colosseum, entertaining the people.
Fiddle on the roof. Fiddle on the roof, or
Nero. Okay. And the thing is, unbeknownst, America and other parts of this world are being burnt down, but we're going to talk about some of the people that are in sports. Man, I'm going to tell y'all something. I used to me and my brother, Cortez and Craig, we used to grow up in my family, Pee Wee, Joey, and Steve. We used to love Hulk Hogan. We used to love Dick the Bruiser and
the
Coco Beware. And you know what? It never became to me that they was racist. Not all of them. That Hulk Hogan, who I idolized as a child, and like I said, I was a child. As a man, I would never elevate something to.
Because they used to be at the amphitheater.
That he made the statement that a nigger, his words. I do not like that my daughter is dating a nigger. I'm married. Even think about a nigger. Excuse the English, because I'm quoting. But he said I would not mind if my daughter married a rich nigger. And excuse the English for. Okay, so what did y'all think about that? Hulk, we idolized Hulk.
I'm gonna say this here. When I was a young man,
I think he was putting on the show.
Okay.
When I was a young man growing up, I lived in the Henry Horner Projects, and I never will forget a police officer stopped me once, and he said, "Come over here, nigga." We talking about like in about 61, 62, and I said, "That don't have nothing to do with me." He said, "I don't like niggers." I said, "I don't either." It shocked him. "You don't like niggas?" I said, "No, I don't like niggas." He said, "You can go." I never will forget that as long as I live.
But does it surprise you that Hulk Hogan, man, I don't think WWF or WWE, man, he's been known for talking about eat your vitamins, that he would say something like this.
It doesn't surprise me. He was upset because a black guy was dating his daughter.
Okay.
Because he also said he don't mind a nigger dating his daughter as long as it's a rich nigger. All right.
Man,
I don't even know what a nigger is.
Somebody with a dead mind.
Well, in 1774, there were no Negroes, no African Americans, no blacks, no coloreds. In 1774, we were called Moors. M-O-O-R-S. All right? Because this country was given to us by the pharaohs of Egypt. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
And we were here a long time
Before they was.
before. They have the Kennemuck man that was found out in the state of Washington by some archaeologists. And guess how it was a mummy. I didn't say no bones. I said a mummy. Guess how old it was?
Real old.
18,000 years old.
The name of it was Lucy, right?
No, no,
King Tut.
no. It was called the Kennemuck man. And when they found out, the archaeologists had found this mummy out there, the United States Army came out there with bucket loads of rocks, ordered the archaeologists off of the land, and started dropping all that concrete to cover up their digs.
What did you think? Now, I forgot to mention one of my closest friends, Tuggy.
You can Google that too.
Okay. Cortez, a Tuggy in California. He used to love Hulk Hogan too and Bruce Lee. But what did you think about that, man? I mean, people loved Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, they did.
They
They
for
did.
him I think the WWE out of WWF, they have
Watch their
canceled his
hand.
name and canceled all contracts. What did you think about that, man?
Because when you're on top, it's going to crumble down. And then since you be on top, since he was on top, everything crumbled down. And since he's not on top no more, and everything coming out, what he's talking about.
What did you think about the statement itself? What was your reaction?
And he's not the only one. He's not the only one, and it's gonna be more of this come out. If it be more, then that means if it turn out to be more, then you had like Paula White, not Paula, that lady named Paula, and you had that lady
I'm listening.
I know who you're talking about.
and you had him, you had the coach for the basketball team, you had him.
I don't know who you're talking about. So
The one who sold his team,
Yeah,
him and
him.
his wife.
And you had him, and you had that Martha Stewart, and you had that other lady,
I never heard Martha Stewart say that.
Martha Stewart.
I've never heard us make any type of inflammatory statements.
No.
Yeah.
Perhaps you did, but I didn't. But you know what? I want to ask both of y'all about Michael Jordan, man. Michael Jordan was the most phenomenal player in the NBA. I only compare him to Dr. J. But he never voted. I never did anything whatsoever to elevate people of color. And he didn't even try to protect Craig Hodges when he went to the White House dressed in his Islamic attire.
It's dashiki.
It's dashiki. What do y'all think about those two things about Michael Jordan, who is the owner of, I think, the Hornets right now?
Well, I
He
don't.
never even voted, man.
I don't believe that. Okay. And they don't tell you. Michael Jordan donated a whole bunch of money to black groups and organizations.
The alderman, he never even vote. Go ahead.
I want them to show me the papers
Okay.
that he didn't vote.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about him not really doing anything, not even voting, man, till he reached a certain? He didn't even vote from what I read. Okay. He didn't really do much to elevate and come out with his black consciousness towards things that was going on in the African American
I guess he
community.
was too rich. Now I guess he's too rich, and he's thinking about getting rich more. And he probably said, forget the other stuff. And since he's rich, he don't have to do nothing but to sit down and relax, and then collect the money, the rich money.
So that was good for him to put the money before his people, in your
Yep.
opinion. Oh, that was good. Okay. Interesting. Okay. You think
And then when he once he okay, since he on top, and then what if he crumble down? And then what if he get everything taken away from him? Just like
I'm upset.
what if he gets everything taken away from him like everybody else?
You making me think about somebody named his name began with an M, but I'm not gonna call his name
Okay.
though. But in other words, he did the right thing by not getting his black consciousness and not being involved in it.
Because like they said, never forget where you come from.
I have a son who's named after me, who lives in another state, and he played football at Wisconsin State University, and he was exceptionally good. and they tried to destroy him, the federal government, all right, because of me. But I told him when he went to college, look, you don't join no fraternities, don't get involved in the black movement, all right? You going to school to get you a piece of paper. And right now today, he's a dean of students. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
And he has a master's degree. And he's married to a woman with a PhD. Because he listened to me. Because I was in the black movement, SDS, all that stuff when I went to Eureka College in Eureka, Illinois, which Ronald Reagan went to. All right? And I didn't listen. All right?
I'm going to tell y'all something. I learned all this by listening to the Booty Butt Naked Truth that comes on WGBX at Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
1570.
Friday, 1670 a.m. 1570 a.m. with Harold Davis and Dr. Boise Edwards at Red Ross. All these things about Michael Jordan, and they did the research to back it up. And I followed up with the research, and they knew exactly what they was talking about. And this is a good show. And, you know, as we talk about sports, King James, what is the guy's King James? He plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. What did y'all think about him going back to the Cleveland Cavaliers basketball team after the owner had cursed him? And they had put a curse on his jersey. They said we would never take him back. Now he's making millions of dollars, but the owner, if he's making millions, the owner is making multi-billions. What did y'all think about King James?
I think
going back to a situation like that.
I think he did the right thing.
It's about the money.
It's about making money. All right? And he went back and look at all the money that team made.
What you got to say? What you got?
It's about the money. And what if he could be on top, but what if he could be on top? What if God might take everything away from him? And then how would he make a living then?
Okay, you know what, even though the city cursed him, but you know what, there's some that say that these basketball players, these football players that are making multi-million dollars, all they basically are slaves with a different price tag. Would y'all agree or disagree with that? Well, they just so master's plantation, and the people that control them outside of the community don't even want them to live in the city. They don't want them to do nothing with black causes, and their lawyers and their managers are rich and powerful and famous, and they don't give a darn about the African American community. But when I ain't gonna tell you where I got that from.
Well, Oprah Winfrey, they used to lie on her.
Okay.
All right, and say that.
Let me say this again. Minister Farrakhan said this, but go ahead, bro.
They used to lie on Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey donated more money than most people who of Moorish American descent donated to anybody.
So you would say that the Minister Farrakhan is misguided, and he is. I'm asking. You would say the Minister Farrakhan is misguided.
I don't know what.
I'm talking about from the things that you heard me say. You would say that
I don't know that Minister Farrakhan said that.
Okay, but if he did say that he's misguided,
I ain't heard him say that.
Okay, let me say this. He said this.
And I know Minister Farrakhan personally. And I know what he says and what he don't say. All right, and I know he talks to Jews, he talks to all of them folks. All right? So I don't know that to be a fact.
Okay. But if he did say that he is incorrect, if he did say...
What are you saying he said?
I'm saying what I said earlier.
What was that?
What I said earlier.
What was it?
That these players are guided and controlled by influences that have nothing to do whatsoever with their community and don't give a damn about their community one way or the other. And their manners are rich and powerful and famous, and they die broke, the majority of them. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead, brother. What's your comment?
Okay. And then,
Minister Farrakhan is misguided.
I don't agree with that.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, when you said Louis Farrakhan misguided, what if
I'm asking. I'm talking about when he makes a statement like that.
Okay, some of it misguided and some of it ain't. Okay, like it's just like when other preachers preach and they can misguide other people and sometimes they might not. Okay, it's just like that guy Reverend Jakes, you know Reverend Jake.
I don't give him no credence. I don't give him no credence, brother. But go ahead.
Okay, now what if? Okay, sometimes he can misguide people. Sometimes, but other times he might not. And then what you saying is true, and what you saying is true. Sometimes it's all about the money and the power.
Well, there's a minister down in Mississippi, and he's about the only one that I have respect for. Because when he took over a church in this little town in Mississippi, 99% of the people in the town was on public aid. Right now, 99% of the people are not on public aid. What he did was he first of all started getting stuff from the Department of Agriculture, all right, and then he went from that, and they took old abandoned stores in the town, and the men would fix them up, and they set up all canned goods grocery store. Then they went and bought them some land and started raising some animals like cows, and I ain't into the pork, all right, cows and other animals, chickens, and they had their members that was running it, all right. Then they went from that into taking closed gas stations and fixing up cars and selling gas, all right. And the church owns everything in the town. Now, if all these preachers in Chicago would start doing that with the money that people be giving them, then you wouldn't have unemployment in the black community.
That's true.
All right, they have jobs.
Like I said, what you saying is true and right, and what you also saying is true and right. And I agree with you and you.
Let me say something, brother. All due respect. It's only one right. Yeah, but see, I have a tendency to see things in black and white, because you know what is either right, it's either wrong. It ain't, to me, it ain't no middle ground. But that's to me, you know. But
like I said, I was saying both.
I respect your opinion and your views, brother.
Right.
But like I said, you know, we speak. I want to speak of Kurt Flood. Kurt Flood broke the barrier.
Base stealing record.
And he broke the free agency thing where the baseball team wanted him to stay with him, and he said, damn it, I ought to be able to go out there and test the market. And once upon a time they didn't have free agency where you can go around and shop for the best of your price. And he broke that barrier line. What did y'all think about that?
That's about the power and
Kurt Flood.
Well, I think Kurt Flood was a great player, and he was as wise a businessman.
Okay, and as we talk about sports, and we usually don't talk about sports on this show. Back in the day, during the Vietnam, Muhammad Ali, which in my opinion was the greatest fighter in the world, he took a stance about not going to Vietnam because he said these people never called me out of my name or disrespect me, but there's hell going on within my own country. So how do I look going off to fight for people that are misusing my people? What was y'all opinion of Muhammad Ali?
Okay, what he was saying, and I'm glad he didn't go to Vietnam because he was a Muslim, and then why should he fight for this country, and they're not gonna fight for him, and they're not gonna get him justice and peace.
Well, fighting in the Vietnam War, even the Caucasians said, was not right. All right. So how come Muhammad Ali couldn't say that? All right, because it was all about, in Vietnam they had rubber trees. And Firestone and all those folks was over there extracting all the rubber, bringing it back here, and making tires and all of that stuff from it. All right, but wasn't giving the people who lived there not a cent, not one dime. That's where the World Global Network, which exists today, all right, you could find it on SOV CPR on your computer and find out what they're doing with 197 different nations in the world, where they've been going into all these countries all these years, taking their minerals, their mineral resources, all right, making money from it, and not giving them. The people are starving. That's not right.
Let's jump from sports to the political world, and we only got 3 minutes. Do y'all believe that Hillary Clinton will be the next president in 2000 after Obama? Do y'all believe that? Or who do y'all think will be the next president of the United States?
I hope it don't be Donald Trump.
Yes.
Because if he be Donald Trump, I don't know what to say. And he, I think Donald Trump put in on a show, or he got all the people in the White House scared of him, and he also got the media running scared, and he got everybody running scared. Whole United States scared.
But he was rising up in the polls, though.
And I hope I think it's time for a lady president.
Well, you got to keep in mind that back during the time there was
a man president.
There was Barry Goldwater who ran for president, and Hillary Clinton was one of his top people in his political organization, and he was a Republican. All right. Now, personally, all right, I helped her husband in 1992 get 20,886 votes. Did you realize that?
Yeah, 180.
20,886 votes.
Okay.
I will not vote for Hillary Clinton. And let me tell you why.
Shit.
When the government lied on me and I went to prison, let me tell you what happened. 10 preachers sent him a letter asking him to pardon me. He never answered one of them. Now you think I'm gonna vote for them?
You go vote for
whoever else.
Whoever. And you know what? Father Flag. You know Father Flag on 79.
Father Flater.
And
at St. Sabinus.
St. Sabinus, man, he had some things to say about Hillary Clinton when he was running against Obama. I mean, trying to get Obama's seat. And I mean, he was in Reverend Moses Church. And it was pretty good. I mean, it was on YouTube, but it ought to be interesting. It ought to be interesting.
I'll say this real quick. Number one, Clinton, he made you 3 strikes and you're out, boss. Yeah. All right. Or if you go to federal prison 2 times, you go another time, you're gonna be there for the rest of your life.
Okay. If Rod Goldberg, if he would have run for president, or Rod Goldberg,
he's in prison.
Or Donald Trump, which one would you vote for?
I'd vote for Rod Blagojevich.
I vote for Goldberg. He shouldn't be in jail anyway, because you know what, the evidence that they had against him, they didn't play all of the tapes. Let me say this real quick.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody. You know what, this will be on YouTube, and you know what, watch the Underground Railroad every Saturday night at 10:30, and you can see me and Alderman Jones on YouTube. Okay, thank you.
Well, the Supreme Court said. The Supreme Court said that no judge can give an instruction in 1979 as to a person's intent. All right? And then when the Supreme Court makes a decision, it's a rule of law. All right? A rule of law. The McCormick case they use in Donald.